Senator Marsha Blackburn has been touring the devastated areas of the state of Tennessee, including Newport and other areas in East and North Tennessee. And she is here to talk about that and what we can do to help primarily, and maybe we'll get to politics right after. Senator Blackburn, good to talk with you first and foremost, and thank you for being on with us today.
Thank you, Matt. Happy to join you, and you are right. I was out with the governor and Butch Ely, who heads TDOT, and Patrick Sheehan from TEMA, and we spent a good bit of time on Saturday surveying all through the affected areas, and I have never seen such devastation. It is truly catastrophic, and we're working as hard as we can. I was just on the phone with a mayor in one of the counties, and we're trying to get all the help in to them as quickly as possible. Governor Lee did his disaster declaration request Friday afternoon late, and I assembled all the congressional delegation, and we got the congressional request in simultaneously with his, and by 9:30 Friday night, that had been approved, and FEMA was activated to come in and support TEMA. So that is happening. FEMA is beginning to show up in areas, and they are they're on the ground helping. They're calling these mayors. They're setting up locations that they can help these individuals, help business owners. Now, we have put on our website, the blackburn.senate.gov website, a page that has resources for Helene. You get to this by putting in blackburn.senate.gov/Helene, and all the agency information, the contact information, everything is there on that page. And if you have someone, if your audience has someone who is a family member or a friend in East Tennessee, put there, you can go there and get information to help them. If you have not heard from an individual that you're trying to find and they live in one of these affected counties, I encourage you, go to 1-800-TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI FIND, FIND. We got that line set up on Saturday night. The TBI is helping to locate people. So if you have someone you've not heard of, put it there. There are individuals that do not have internet access. I know that Starlink, Verizon, AT&T are all working to get service restored. Our electric power distributors are trying to get electricity and get lines back up, and as water recedes, they're going to be able to do even more of that work. So, Matt, that's kind of a synopsis. I know it's a lengthy one.
That's a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously there's so much going on right now, and we just talked to Mayor Glenn Jacobs from over in Knox County, and he was headed to Cott County and some of the other more dramatically affected areas to try to help out too. And I said to him, and I'll say to you, I understand that all of this is fluid, and I don't expect we have answers of finality right now, but. Do we, to your knowledge, do we still have people in like immediate need of rescue, or have those types of things been nailed down, at least in Tennessee? I know the situation is a little more dramatic across the border in North Carolina, particularly in the Asheville area and, the Chimney Rock area. But in Tennessee, do we believe that we have stabilized the situation in terms of the possibility of loss of life?
We are still finding individuals. There are still individuals that are missing. I was on the phone about an hour ago with an employer. An employer up there has about 100 employees. There are, 3 that are still missing. There are 2 that are confirmed dead. I was talking with someone from a bank, and they can't open the banks because they don't have power. But you can't buy gas at a gas station unless you've got cash, because the credit cards, the power's down. Mm-hmm. So you've got situations like that. Cott County, Representative Faison, who lives up there, and the mayor, I talked with someone this morning. They're flying in water and food, and they can get as far as Knoxville, and then they've got somebody who's going to put it into a truck and a trailer and take it the rest of the way into Newport, so that they can get this into people that are without food and water. So that is, that's kind of what we've got going on right now. And places, if you want to help, those resources are at blackburn.senate.gov/Helene. The need is, it is unbelievable. And these are individuals that, and they're business owners and their families. I mean, it's all up. There is going to be great need. But I got to tell you, Matt, the foundations of the houses were not even there. The location where the business had stood is not even there. Fire halls, fire trucks, everything. The river was so out of its bank, so deep and raging so hard. It was just all washed away. And of course, we were just so relieved when the helicopters could get people off the roof at the Unicoi County Hospital. And you think about that hospital. It was a new hospital. I'd just been there a couple of months ago. The mayor wanted to do their county meeting there since it was new, and we all had celebrated getting that facility up there, and now they've got to bulldoze it and start over.
Senator Marsha Blackburn with us for a few more minutes, obviously touring the devastation over the weekend with Governor Bill Lee, amongst other officials, trying to get an assessment of what's going on. We've gotten several reports, and I don't know that there's an answer for this, Senator, but I just want to ask you your advice. We've gotten several reports from people in Middle Tennessee and in Knoxville and certain areas just to the east of us that have wanted to go help, that have help available in the form of thermal drones and other water-based help and these types of things, that are reporting that they're being turned away by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or being turned away by other officials. And it's frustrating to them. And I understand. I get it. I understand that we have to balance safety. We have to balance security. We have to make sure that we prevent bad people trying to take advantage of bad situations. But what's your best advice to those who are trying to help physically their neighbors in East Tennessee right now?
Yeah, I would be in touch with these local sheriffs and county mayors and, let them know that they are here and able, and of course TEMA and FEMA take charge and coordinate everything in a disaster like this. And we're hearing from so many people that do want to get in and help in some way, shape, or form, whether it's water, food, being there to provide relief. I know some of the sheriff's offices and police departments have people that are going up and try to provide some shift relief. I spoke this morning to our emergency 911 dispatchers, and some of them from around the state are going to rotate in. So there are going to be people that are coordinating all this. The thing is, Matt, it happens so fast. I mean, Friday morning, nobody ever thought about something like this. And by Friday afternoon, we're all working at a fever pitch to get an emergency declaration and people off the roof of a hospital and save people from these waters that are rising so quickly that it's almost impossible to even imagine. And So I think it just happened so quickly. I would check with people who are coordinating these rescue sites, and recovery sites are going up. FEMA is getting on the ground for help. As I said, TEMA is our state coordinator, and they are working. TDOT is out there trying to assess roads. And I was talking with one mayor, and they had been afraid a bridge was going to end up being condemned, and they found out just a little bit ago that a bridge to the south end of their county is going to be able to have cars, and so that's going to open up one area. They're going to be able to get supplies in to help those people who have basically been without and have been isolated since Friday, because the water is too steep to get a boat in the water. It's raging too fast.
Well, no, it's good advice. Contacting local officials, I would think, would facilitate a better response. Oftentimes, the higher up you go, sadly to say, I mean, they're thinking more big picture, and I'm not saying these are bad people making these decisions, but if you get more local, then perhaps you can get better boots on the ground, and neighbors can continue to help neighbors as they've done. Any other advice for us? I mean, I hesitate to talk any politics today, Marsha. I mean, I know we're initially talking vice presidential debate. We both expect that our man, J.D. Vance, will take care of business tomorrow night. But any other further advice for people who want to help, or for those who perhaps are even in need listening to us in East Tennessee?
Go to the website, blackburn.senate.gov/Helene. People can also check with the Red Cross. They are getting supplies and trying to coordinate supplies going into there, and continue to pray. There are a lot of people that are still missing, and there are people that are still stranded, and there are people who have lost loved ones.
That's well said. Senator, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We'll talk to you again very soon.
You got it.
All right, take care. There's Marsha Blackburn. Continue to pray. I mean, that's the best thing you can say. Look, I know that there's a general frustration. I asked the question regarding FEMA and how they come in and attempt to overmanage a situation. I think they overregulate a situation. Lawyers get involved. The bureaucracy gets involved, and suddenly they're more worried about lawsuits than they are lives. They're more worried about lawsuits than lives. Here's what I would tell you that Marsha will not. Okay, and I'm not faulting her. This is not a shot. Contact your local people and then get in there and help people the way that you can. And to hell with FEMA. To hell with FEMA. And if you're being helped by FEMA, good for you. Understand the spirit that I mean that. You need to get people to people that need help. Bureaucracy and red tape be damned.